Hello, you are welcome. Fire, hey! Fire will burn you. Mansa Musa is ready. A beautiful, beautiful Monday evening here in London. Greetings to all my good people around the world. Everywhere. Welcome to another edition of Fire Will Burn You. It is the nighttime politics with myself, Mansa Musa. Of course, if you want to join me, you may. The door is opened. This evening, what are they going to say? What are they saying? What's happening? What's happening? For what I know, they say now Ghana's corruption is being discussed at the UN. Ghana for corruption, they say the UN for no more. I do. Hey, this one will be the talk. Ujao.
Abusiafo, Sesaidia, Yenam Top Connect so Emanisika de Bagana if we yasia fanenina yenchia capre. Ane, aye free. Top Connect a Masika Mania ayem rekra. Yehuhiane Sauber download with Top Connect app no our Play Store. Diama wo Android phone. And as we use iPhone so or Apple Store na download the Top Connect. Aye simple cra. Top Connect wa member radio numsu wo Europe, North America and Asia. Woman wo dofu sika fa Top Connect so aye ntem na emre. Na mawa hoto swonso. Sese die sika manye di fufro kra any Top Connect. So we yan chichemu bia. Fred Top Connect our +442 081 6155 and a +442 081 761 600 +447 882 950 088 and Nasa Hwehwe Top Connect our Belfont Tintenfidie nyina so Top Connect Fesika mane wa dofo asundjemu a wontia kapre Top Connect yensu ye die
Cecilia Benadapa, well done. Well done. I thought you were a woman and a mother who had compassion. They said, give a position to a woman and she'll do far better than a man. But these days, what do we see? It's sad. It's disheartening. Year in, year out, flood affects people in Accra. The Odo River gets flooded. Lives are destroyed. Properties are destroyed. You said you used $43 million to clean the Odo River. Have you seen what $43 million could do in Dubai, or in Europe, or in America? Shame unto you. It's so sad. It's so disheartening. We live in this country, people cannot even afford 1 meal a day. And some people out there who have very little are trying everything possible to reach out to those who don't have any. But you, the politicians, all you think about is grabbing. You have only one child, I was told. You have only one child, and you are grabbing all these properties for only one child. How about those kids in our front plains, those kids at the north, those kids in the Volta region somewhere, those kids in remote villages in Ashanti region, in Central region, in every part of Ghana? Look, there was a kid I met in Sogakope. They are so poor that they are 3 siblings. Every morning, their meal is yesterday banku with raw pepper, no tomatoes, just pepper and salt, with no fish. The day I asked my mother to give them soup, it was like, you are bringing kids from the war zone who haven't eaten for a year. When they saw soup in a plate that day, oh, politicians are wicked in this country. You people cannot even afford to go to hospitals. I have a little charity. My colleagues from work and my friends, they help me with their little income, and we reach out to people in the remote parts of the Volta region. They have nothing, absolutely nothing to eat. You guys are just there amassing Ghana's wealth, misusing donors' funds. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? And today's Sunday, July 23rd, 2023, I believe most of you are in your churches praising God, thanking God for bringing Ghana down. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? It's so disheartening what you people are doing together. It's so sickening what you people are doing together. I go to the villages and I see kids who do not have anything to do, who do not have anything to eat. There are people who are sick. They can't go to hospitals. Even they go to the hospitals, they give them paracetamol. This national health insurance, you buy a loaf of bread in Kuala, you pay national health insurance. Yet, donors are putting money into this national health insurance, but you guys are just looting the money. And people go to hospitals, you give them paracetamol. Why are you doing this to Ghana? Why? Why are you doing this to Ghana? Oh, don't you have heart? Don't you have compassion? Don't you have sympathy? Don't you have feelings for people? It is sad. And you guys should be ashamed of yourselves. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves.
NFM Radio. NFM Radio. Emu daho. Minua, tie fire will burn you. Ewo NFM Radio. Jumedia Mansa Musa ede bro. Ejuada kopem memneda. Enumre non song. Ekopem non do. Listen to Fire Will Burn You on NFM Radio with Mansa Musa Monday to Saturday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m.
I'm telling them today, this is an opportunity for me to speak. They should demonstrate and will follow them. What is it? Are they waiting for 2024? And they should go anywhere. They should go to wherever they wanted to go. The president and the ministers,
it's not that to me. You have get shika if they ready. That's why my hospital. They buy a few. One piece get shika never get what get ready. They like it. Afa. I don't know where.
Chana kapa ibragbo. Yini fele manke. What the police hospital? Amen aje. So clinic wa bagbe na ye. Ko pale. No the police hospital ba kenya tashi na kumo general hospital. Company Rich Hospital. Amalefio fio akumolefio. Mane Rich Hospital gamane mi fe.
You were papa the best sympathy. She kept you like a sympathy ake. The way you go put in the shia. Yeah, ya di. Itamo war. Yeah, nyeme. Itamo war. I don't think I don't fear about it.
You need money go ahead there for ya. What punish you see? Now, I tell you, already here. I trust somebody who was thank you, Mr. President. But say my bull like general hospital. You see, I pack, la pack, la general pack, and then la general hospital.
The Bank of Ghana committing to that project?
I don't have the figure of funds.
The figure for your headquarters?
I don't have a figure off my head, sir. That's what I'm saying.
$250 million. Are you committing $250 million to that project?
I don't have the full complement of the figures.
Mr. Randolph, you are the Director of Finance of the Bank of Ghana. This is a major project that will shake the balance book of every organization. You should have that figure of head. How much are you committing to your head office building? We know it is $250 million. Can you confirm that? The Bank of Ghana committing to that project?
I don't have the figure offhand, sir.
The figure for your headquarters?
I don't have a figure off my head, sir. That's what I'm saying.
$250 million. Are you committing $250 million to that project?
I don't have the full complement of the figures.
Mr. Randolph, you are the Director of Finance of the Bank of Ghana. This is a major project that will shake the balance book of every organization. You should have that figure of head. How much are you committing to your head office building? We know it is $250 million. Can you confirm that?
For an African to visit a European nation, an ordinary African to visit a European nation, is like, let me give you an example my teacher used to use. It's like trying to milk an elephant because of the visa process. However, for a European to visit an African nation, most of our nations, it is like a walk on the beach. It's like going to have a cup of tea. But then that is not the problem. The tragedy is that now for an African to visit a fellow African within the African Union, the visa restrictions in many of our nations, among us, between our brothers and sisters, is like trying to brush the teeth of a crocodile. They came, divided us, and they have taught us to keep each other from each other. Them, they're mingling with each other and making money and growing, but they have taught us to hate each other. But for us to really enjoy the true economic benefits of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, we need to behave like the Europeans and allow for the free movement of people and trade. To this end, in our contribution to this continental aspiration, Kenya is committed to progressively, and we are moving very fast by the end of this year, to abolish visas to citizens from African Union member states to make it easier to invest and do business in Kenya and across the continent. We are going to open the borders of Kenya. We do not fear our fellow Africans. Come, travel to Kenya, live, do business in Kenya, trade, make money in Kenya. And we hope we'll get reciprocity with the rest of you. Let us open our continent so that we can make money and live together. Let us remove the shackles of colonialism that are still embedded in our heads and be able to move forward.
Abusan for me chacha obi bia. Muntie mare husemu bi mame. School na ya mi twai. Eye Nagode DAJHS. Ewo Ashanti region. Na ewo Nyinahini. Ye mami sisira da panso ofri impesetia. Nti ewo ye mami sisira da pa constituency mo. School we monhwe school dan ya enkwada ekom. School we eni ba bia wo Ashanti region ewo atwuma mponwa ena school we wo na go the DAJHS ene the primary enie momenhwe arehosem oba besia atumi akuku sika ente se eda so ewo dem na baby a wo free the constituency baby a wo free suku a adan a enkwada ekom enie ɛyɛ awerɛhosɛm papaapa a Ghana deɛ sɛ wanhwɛ yi ne wanhwɛ yi a anhwɛ a wobɛkasa atia mpanimfoɔ. School dan no enie school dan a nkwadaa ekomu school mamehwɛ dabrana no kromba school.
Yo, you better school diner seminar so. Muchi Mansa Musa. It takes exactly 7:30 here in the UK. It's 6:30 in Ghana. The program is Fire will Burn You. Fire will Burn You every Monday. You know the topics. You can jump in anytime. And this time around, we have Zoom. We can Zoom. And you know, if you want to join Zoom, you can join me Zoom. Anytime, all the time. Obi a joining me Benny Pakrono ni mfoni ni mbaye. Me hu ni Pakrono ni muye. Obi a person ni mi din komo so na oh sorry. Na me hu ni ye. Akoye bibi e wo ho. Oh Mr. Ba Achanfo, what you mean? Hello, Mr. Bajan, for what you mean? Well, you know, okay, let's see. Mr. Bajan, for what you mean?
Musa, what you mean?
After the meeting, one can. No, it's be bow a yimu. Where can me to me who say if you ho because me be a microphone no.
I made a meeting you allow them.
What a noise be wom we be wom.
There made a meeting loud and clear.
Okay, I think I know why. Right, I've what you mean can. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, let's see. Me too cafe what you mean can. Hello, what you mean can. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, what do you mean, car?
Meto on cover, Miza.
Okay. Kasa na me hwe. Oh, Kasa. Let's see. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Right. Now, o picture no, o camera net is saying na me who anymore.
Minya, Jumaya, and the yarn and minya little photo go my camera no screen no.
I see.
Phone anchor. Made him there available to say, but I needed to join the show. That's why I'm here. You so we had a joining via Zoom.
Okay. And wait me a picture nephew. Wait me camera nephew hear the voice because you just say nyekura who be who I to say.
Yeah.
We see been a good. And he wait me a camera and you use a microphone repair. It's okay.
No problem.
Right, we are Mr. Bachan for more Ghana dear. You get to know him a lot. He is always on the airwaves everywhere. Very potent, at the same time very polite. I don't know why journey in Mimra ye be didn't come on. Later on, PPP4 almost wait there. Sorry, okay. Me no obie hu wanim but yet unka which is better. When you were fed when you no crab bar I bet disturb me because we won't for too much anyway. So you see, so The idea is there. And you bring over how we were kind of bonnet. What's not the soon never go so? Oh, no, great, said,
I don't know.
So, for the year, a comedian family who's over, Baba, and yet a bar may record those 20 sa a call YouTube now ain't try ye. So, ain't you here? Yeah, bear the son, and found Conoca cracker.
Yeah.
Na ubia hu entono. Na ehi na wo akra na wo kuma se.
O say the your
Okay. Me producer said they are okay in Ayante. What is going on? What do you mean, Ka? What do you mean, coffee? Hello?
Hello, me too, Papa.
Okay. For some reason, your system, okay.
What do you mean,
after the Mitunka. And you know, what's it here now, Casa free?
Let's say, Kumasi.
Ah, Kumasi, I see. Now, how about call there?
Nyamia de Bibiaboko.
Yeah, then Nyamia see. I say, be busa straight away. Project Kessia Bakupa Wokumasi no, and Ashanti no. A bonkra, say construction, a cozy saying. Bronibeka is not funny. Many abrepa.
Construction there, yeah.
Wouldn't if you tell me, I'm the Busa question. I was there.
But construction ben now come once them.
Yes, see a friend be bonkra.
Bonkra inland port.
You.
We say construction na ko na ye enclanteni nkusia enem gura na se ADD. It's one the main construction adwuma ekoso honti. Wona ekoho na omo so koye adwuma na omo de nkrama eko. Na omo koche enclanteni nkusia ni bi. I mean that's the only worker. Me no ka say ekoso ho. Na nsen me so omo fa caterpillar ba ko bi edi ko dwi kwan eji obi mangofo bi na mpanifo ka so twa nka gu a unsi dan. Nkudwi amangufu bi guya dwi kwan bi femu na mu so matwetwe pictures bi go social media and so hwe so nothing is happening because okay bro mo cut a sword na ye otunfo edi o machi ko cut a sword na date come the share say ka dwan be sha say apa ho bi mfie mi nsane enti we be anko so me personally kasifidie so tia contractor na I know him in person so some of the discussions untimi enfant to that hwe nko so encanteni nguse na aja asasnafa
It is a hwe nko so dia na kire say obi esi adanko yesi dia adanko da adwe ana bibisa obi di atro enye sa.
But exactly that is what MPP is about. I mean, an MPP party now is a party built on deception. Party ya na da ketrema enetete. So adebi omu ye bian a deceptive. Enye wenko. So kai agenda 111. E pacho me no ka say omonche hospital ba ko omasi ewie. COVID time 88 yeah my 18 months ediseni okaya agenda 111 baby to say thread I baby ano itwankafu
Hello.
A man's rambasso. In the same you could see dying. What crayfish a ma, patrol, enru nurse and me see me danry. Nurse and do ya no bakacha wa me see minya sase ento. Enti a dana we were so busy unya sase mbu and also be see dying. So and yet first time ni I mean interchange ye wo eye anunaga ene swami interchange. Eba budget mu 2017, eba budget mu 2018, 2019 or budget 2020 or budget up to 2023. Budget in appeal. Enti enye mo mo di civil especially asanteman there. Enye ebine Buankra inland port. In fact, when people started complaining, oh, you know, it's yes or more Kasan. But we're going to catch on so months as someone found to Obama. And that the next elections, to come be on Mope. The first time, especially the people of Asanteman, and Nada is the trump card of President Kufuor, which I know is free, the tradition, the UP MPP tradition, who free. But I know, say, 2024, about to be said, meaning, say, on Bessa Becat sort I prudent, because on be prudent for. But as Antiman show, Ghana for social.
Dear Bibeka say, Madame will be on the account yet in the da, and Asante for the BI yet in the dance, so do hope, Neja, ye de upon Chibijina Hokra, near Shen MPP Ataria, no more to Amao. Or more to cram mono, or Mutimi Ejj Jessica, no more in the Bassa, yet in the da. Say Obi Kasa what dream was saying this time around because they say Bonibeka say the stakes are high. A more than pa say any little mistakes are and now say and from Swa Obi Beyeno a patria why we are Jabeto Ganamu. Why wouldn't we a listen when I'm a team say me want a clip be or high amebo or see Jabeto Moman Yabo. Say no shed the qua me no crepa want the honest truth. Asante especially sebia enye bedwam enye microphone ena enye camera nemom say ye mbusa asem no ana ye ndi nkomo wo sum ase a uhu ni san de na ekoso
Minya meka se de kan o de ehwe bit say eye kumawu by elections ye to aba no wie eye NDC increasing the votes no over 1,200 votes or by elections. That's around 40-44% of the votes were in 2020 elections. And just imagine, say, across the constituencies, the 47 constituencies, baby, I say increase a vote by 42%. I see a winning elections now.
Statistics we no me so obi o calculate as kama but me the practical se bia ho me nka say exactly what will happen but me person me practical course say mu hie mu wo nsadwase mu to da me unse first no me kai pa say me ntwa wano a me kai embre bia bese ko wona me kro wa hye NDC atare wo Kumasi na Ashanti region. But kakra say kra man for kra to me ton bi. They are mibusa say a man for e ko efuom, omo ko dwem, omo ko chinkusie, omo ko bonkoto, omo bokoko, omo asan lai be nipa nnumu ana miensa, omo ko akọhwe Asante kotoko. Ananse omo ni mu hwebo. San krofo no na me pese wo na wo Kumasi. Die na wo tie, wo ni say.
That is the practicality. Na me develop points na eba.
Very good. Go ahead.
We had less than 3 weeks to campaign. Into one touchy base kureyi. But ene menu ka say sometimes unamwa obitimi ka che say no cite example of party paraphernalia even kumawu ye ko no ka che e brebi dua o de kusa carry down wa onkoma meto. In fact, se say menu ka say obitimi ka che say one ma me t-shirt amen to aba mamo. And this t-shirt no oje gudem. Me am t-shirt am the running me elections. The car me picture na day ni mu na NDC e wo achi. O ka chem say me nya party t-shirt amana on to aba maye. Na so me kai say mo bi go bi na mko fa me de bre no. The next day na ye ko no. Oye mba money na tade ne hye na odeti mba money na se. Oye adwuma. Me hu trend bi in Ashanti region. What I've realized is say over age a year 45, 50, it could do 70 now. It will take you a whole decade to even convince them to vote for the NDC. My target has been the youth. Me mo na eba foforo no, omo me from no bagawaya. Ono no, ha no se opa. when they to so peho. And it's easy to say menya sabe bunu no wako da ne maame de na ba. Ana chance menya maame so mfa ne ba meka ho. Because sabe bunu no say omonam hard times mu no. Ebi na hwe omo maame.
Can say oko da ne maame.
No, you can convince them. Yes, you can better convince them. Yes, you can better convince the mother to bring the mother on board. When the bit in maame na kasa actually the reason why it's about joining the party because we share people ni bia na busa ne say ade na to ba MPP or you have no reason only be and can't tell the baka say we need to mo or ya santini it no to ba man me de bia me ka say asanteman ade a emma asanteman emma asanteman ni mo nyam no so odo nsa kire so na nya Kwame Nkrumah na ye ya na ye ndisi na ye. You can't even get one. I can't idea with dear a MPP na year na mass antimony monyam.
They say Kuma say a Kufoye maternity ward be ana.
Minya, sa maternity ward na year no. Bra, never share eye center, eye clinic, eye department. Professor Mills e be no ho. Never on such a mean said the mass antimony monyam. Clinic, hospital, no see be better home. And I send the mass and the many munyam. And the better for the mills here. I was the same hospital. Obviously, the entire Afari hospital. What's it? I know mass and the many munyam na obesity department be our Kolibuti hospital. Obviously, KDT market, the best in West Africa, one of the best in Africa, the nicest. What's it? I know mass and the many munyam na clinic. So for that intention, call cars warrior. What do you mean? Let for some reason. All the market centers a baby is in a honor a sefata senipa tonade like a nipa tadi edidi for Sabbath be so as Santa Maya catch me say every come should be the nicest schools, both secondary schools one and Kwame Nkrumah see ya. John Damani Mahama the secondary schools. So and then Jerry John Run to see ya Kwame Nkrumah. So I did now. Maybe about no. Omono concept to say abehu ekufuado amemuo senyete, and they are going through the tough times. They are going through the pain. Inti omona omo kasa omo to condition na say just last 3 days. Na mo kasa fidi bi so ewo Kumase. Na mitie in fact so na omo ye eye Subin MP interview. Okasa wie no. Na Lancha Martin spokesperson will show us to me and will show us. And me can be clear at year 4. Catch us, you see, what year should be MP? It's year a year a Lancha Martin communication officer or Yisua, radio Swa. Doka tell me say, a new bow me so MP a lie. A drew swa near 12 months. Me so drew fear say. And son, ye penalty say midi party in entire lie. And I was telling the good people of us, what it? And some more catch on. So you're people of 18 years, 20 years. That's also per party are joining. They are telling you, say, like, tin be the hope. But I bet you so. Now, was one share every so no. Now, Marco cry. Say, that they do election crying tomorrow. But concept of a dream, see, idea. And this is one and the phone. Do no busane say e dey na wu mu a what dey be some oman no what dey be some party no. That's the question the NDC asks. And to Santimania bebu no na moja wo mu na wo nyepa bi e dey boa oman Ghana e dey boa ko bi a is the NDC you need to join because when you need like so ade a wo na dey aba you who say nepa na wo mu no e nepa e boa oman here they are you are welcome. And I cited myself as an example. Enti Asantimemo and Mebruno, baby, I could be Mebruno to a baby, I'm for 2 back parts no Mubian, Mebruno, and that gives me hope. Me and Mikromu, as I'm Defidase, and that the Fdiasa Square constituency. Menuka say, and Mebruno, but what am I calling NDC? And this is for Jatum to NDC, I'm a position this time, and these are the young guys who know more less than 30 years. From the 18, 20, 25 age group. And they're trooping joining the party. Me can't say we have the numbers in Ashanti region. It's incumbent of us to protect the numbers we have. Me, obi amaye adwuma when people pain as in operational field when people pain. Meaning say the numbers they have here, majority of them are artificial. It means I will blame ourselves. Say, you put strategies in place to curtail some of these numbers, and some of these bushes are omudigu ballot pemni. You try to be protected, so you need to you votes no the very home by if say, what your votes were, almost. I mean, you didn't want to be the stronghold of the NDC in the next elections. So I believe, say, as Santima prepared. Yeah, this is where one is saying, can't near Bob say, votes will be near, votes are for people, some of the Bemayano, the Beba home by near Chomaba, no Maba to Ababa to Yabetu Abanarian. You will see, say, you get the clear picture, say, vote to do MPP near, and at the end, you know, Yakai Amaye in Pepe. And I believe strongly, say, Medium was Santamemua, with the taxi drivers, Casa, when the trotro drivers, Casa. When a man a drum kasa, they are so disappointed in this government, and nothing will rescue them. The only time they rescue almost a yen, and I believe, say, with the kind of executives here, Ashanti Radio, that are not the extreme. More beer, fast perception that are not and show mutrim and the radio executive say this is a crop of executives yabano minia who be one age, around about 50. We are young, energetic, young guys. Day in, day out, we are working. And then, me can say, me drew fee, me namu, me drew fee, the board me drew fee 11. I think I know free. And Ochna, you say, Simwa, consulted by consultants, radio executive, as radio executive, now we go straight to work, and we have branch meetings. So we are serious. And the minimum say, the next election results, Babano. Minya, interview a bayano, topic in the best in Ashanti Radio.
Brilliant. Yeni Mr. Ban Achamfo. I remember that name, Ban Achamfo. I remember those days, my commando days. We had one Ban Achamfo. Tough guys, really. Those guys, No. Yo, you could be soldier, no. Sebi Akamfo, Fantifo, Ninkranfo, Kakra, no. Ana eninya din papa beka say omunye tough na obia ne obe pass sa training no e we afienya ho no we asantinio and cranio na che say ojina na so pi and I know that batch of I knew him say now ojina na so pa anyway enkomona e de ne all about Ghana corruption as I say could do United Nations aye di hu komo. But before I be cause alcohol so no per se enia ba chan for twetwe enkomo especially Ashanti region Asante Memu NDC for ne omo adwin da form no omo nim say eye ade ehu hia papa ntimi nyo obi ofi Asante no nim be din komo a entemo aha na mesi brane ko din komo if you say say on my ni be ya openi bi a me odini wo krum ha say o man no be ye pa no be fia santifo because se omugitum a na saya le papa bibia ekoso kama omugitum na se nye papa nso a eno na yesi hu enti those of you are mo be ka ho ana say if you want to join and raise your hand. You raise your hand, I will let you speak, I will let you have your say. Then you don't necessarily have to speak Akan. You can come and speak Hausa. I understand. I love that language. You can speak Ewe. You can speak Gan. Yes. Bra, na yending komo. So, ba yen koswa. Asante Memu ho. Chese, uhwe MPC bebrebe ni ade a ewo ho. Na omo adwen nyina se plan nyina bako pese. Sika ne de sika yesi Ghana boka ye ni bi nyina ne gugu nkrofo mpaase. Enti the whole plan is omo beche. Sika ne de omo beche. Obviously, more NDC for me sure some between compete. Enti the plan is mo beche chire mu se he sani ohia ne ababrese ne aho chire wo mi. Sika ne de omo de ma age na fa ya de papa fa di ubedi adi na emom se wotu ma omo a omo ba betwa ahonya ya no so ye say asantifo kra de bu be say edidi da ne ye ne nye didi prekope eti me sa e message we mo start to money ana say mo twen edu kwan so a ansa na mo akire because bibia nkire say the omuni man say on bechichiska who ni say ana say bia me wrong so aka kire me say be wrong.
No, Minya, the last weapon MPP used to a Sikasem because you see in 2020 almost template on be used. 2020 they decided to use violence. So they evidence it in Ayawaso. Emma almost say ebefa and the tactics are on be used no. And they buy a very replicate war. Various consequences. They say Takwa ne Techimania they did about 6 seats etanaso. Into almost change tactics on be used. And instead before a template no use. So this time they saw the crop of leaders here, NDC AU at the national level and the various regions said Takashi Enfa. Because these are leaders are Undinfa Takashi Enfa said you get your krum kunenano. If you said the same pain for say and friendly hand and quab boa planking si mefi. Into one who said Omuka Somi Takashi ba Enfa because national organizer say if you mean amount for determine say we will build ourselves. If you want to come that way, they will meet you. Obaye Ashanti Regional, our regional vice chairman is former military captain, retired Captain John Kwame Jabari. Very young guy, voluntarily or retired, so be joining NDC. And he's our regional vice chairman. Inti they see say Saturday, some case almost are the aba emfa. Let's use money to influence the minds of the voters. And no more the year Jima war. Eye kumabu no mu say ase eye adwuma enti enko try wo eye ase no fonhwe no mu say no ene be bia na saade ne befa because people are like say make say kumabu ni enya ample time and fan campaign just about 3 weeks ye kwaye jomama election we 1 week and be to sabat enti ye nya bre no but eye ase no fe nya bre eye campaign me polling stations o ma dem am na 4 polling stations. My regional chairman and my regional deputy women organizer and regional youth organizer on the polling stations in my 4 polling stations that NDC we need that since 96 or so we need that. But your court nas no time we move one by one. We want 2 out of the 4 polling stations and 2 na we no abandon yet so drastically. Inti omo who say enfa but me this one thing I've learned in politics. I may be wrong but I believe say system you put in place going forward no atremis say who lose elections money cannot save you when you're losing elections second dimension and in 2008 elections a brother Ghana for determined so be 2 MPP about for the Niman Penin. That time I was part of the core operations in MPP. Second to me and I can tell you say me discover Kumasi 2 times with a helicopter 2 times, but it didn't save us. In 2016, many sure said na NDC NPP are more resource than the NDC. We lost. So me say about in 2020 Kufuor lost more than 500,000 votes. They still had the money. And say a banker says Ulusu now opponents trashan in your ye to ye from day one. I mean, the BIA say MPP will sika in 2024 NDC or time, and time is money. Let's make good use of the time I want near to never ye because when you're losing elections, nothing, not even money, will save you. Yes, you're near man for nekasa, and we keep telling them say, "Obetria ton shebre 200 Ghana cedis." I'm 100 Ghana cedis. I'm 1,000 Ghana cedis. But how long is that money going to keep you? How long? And I'm telling you, push taxi drivers are. They tell you, say, hey, Minya, petrol, like I'm failing my car, 70 cedis, 100 cedis. me the year juma ma me hoto me and then 100 cedi me fan for 2 passengers na asa enti bra wo ka se 200 Ghana beti me asa ma adwene eden enti me jiri sa pompe se sika and sika o mo wie gu dem nyina no the purpose for the 2024 elections. But me and Kamito for the make out say says Kamunim feed them a juma, now for a campaign. Because even when your mama a year juma ding near our resource club, we lost 2016 actually, and then when you juma now so is got it will win elections. Me they make it say, no patch them a DB, and it's been successful to me in life. Say anytime Obi be and blame yourself, don't blame him. Say Mansa Musa catch say me ya boa say biu me busa mo say idea na me ye me kasa no wonti no ka sa asem ne kire me ene me na me ye ma ne catch me say me ya boa enti me kasa no bi me tu me hofo so me the bia the me say me blame me ho say idea na metimi aye aboa ma say sika gwa so de ba enyan tunso so I won't blame the opponents or these KB elections. There be. But me blame us. What am I supposed to do? What I didn't get I couldn't do it. I might or discover by a cry with me capitalize it in your voice it here. And these are me the queries I keep answering in my political life. So at every point in time, me mama for the tears say where they are, me wa bread or sika. Let me use my time judiciously. So the bear so this kind of back. Maybe cry. It's entirely all what I've used a very long period to prepare any possible. Because when you're losing elections, money can never save you.
When you are losing elections, money cannot save you. That's the words of Mr. Ba Achemfo speaking to us all the way from Kumasi. You are listening to Mansa Musa. The program is Fire Will Burn You. Let me take this short commercial and we'll be back with Mr. Ba Achemfo.
Abusiafo sese die ye nam top connect so emani sika de bagana efi wiase afana nyina yenchia kapre ane aye free top connect amasika mane aye mrekra ye wohia ne se wo be download wo top connect app no e wo play store de ama wo android phone ana se wo use iphone so a ko apple store na download the top connect aye simple kra top connect wa manda buraduonum so wo Europe North America and Asia wo mane wo dofo sika fa top connect so a aye tem na emre na mawa hoto so sese die sika manye di foforo kra any top connect so we yan chechemu bia free top connect our +442 081 6155 and a +442 081 761 600 +447 882 950 088 and nasa hwehwe top connect our befontin tafidie nyina so top connect Fesika mane wa dofo asumdjemu a untia kapre top connect yensu ye dienie
NFM Radio.
Right, akwaba wa bafso fufro to all those who have just joined us, welcome to the show. Mansa Musa having a guest from Kumasi in Ashanti region live on the show. It's in the person of Mr. Ba Achemfo, discussing the probables and the possibles. Anything can happen in this world as it is. Anyway, NTN2 and common swar. Uba so na me bo clip bia a branch be a kucha school dine bia. Sebi school dine no. Me sure say wo Ghana kura hu abe yo mobo. Let alone ya e wa bruchire ha. Uhu a areho. Omaya yes the largest producers of gold. Hey, Eradi nyame. Na die kreni. Between what who sa clip no.
Minya mehu na enye no ko me kai se yeko niwa dibiase. Eko do eye e-blog bia na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama CSC wa yai bibia wo in fact nkunya kura gum na edanisi wa ese ya nsuo abɔ ceiling no ama tete fi sɛ edua bi bu frɛkyerɛ bɛtɔɔ so ma nkyɛnsee bɛbɛtee ɛna nsuo nwunu fa ceiling no ma agu fam. But just close to that school no na amanfoɔ esua deɛ ɛwɔ school dan bi mu a megye sɛ mframadenden bɔkora bi bu agu. Then kratu and pass ade we won opa yen hwehwe sɛ obehwe na e-blocks ye kokodo ho
yeah introduce you the newcomer party PPP omo communication director abe join here Mr. Felix Mantiel. Felix, good evening. Hello, Felix. Can you hear me, Felix? Maybe unmute your microphone. Felix, what do you mean, Can you hear me? It looks as if your connection is a bit iffy. Mr. Bachanfor. Hello, Felix. Hello.
I think it's offline.
Can you hear me now? But
I can hear you loud and clear.
Your status, your camera is it just comes in and out. It freezes. But if you can hear me, then I will say welcome.
Thank you. Maybe I should put the camera off.
Well, if that will help, that's fine. If you think that will help. Anyway, Mr. Bachanfor.
Yeah, the network is not that good. So.
Yeah, Mr. Bachanfor has left. So, welcome to the show. PPP. The last time I heard of you guys, that you were trying to, organize yourselves with other groups. Since then, apparently, there have not been any progress. Is that the case?
Yeah, good evening to you, Mansa Musa. Good evening to your listeners and viewers. There has been so much progress in our bid to mobilize ourselves and then get things done the way it's supposed to be, so that we will be counted among the main 2024 elections. We are doing all that is possible in terms of our grassroots mobilization, in terms of getting our offices and getting logistics in place, so that come 2024, we wouldn't find ourselves in so much trouble. So to make things easier for us, we have launched mass registration programs almost a month ago to register every member of the Progressive People's Party across the length and breadth of the country, and even those abroad. And we have mobile telephony connected our members. And as a result, we are saying, if you want to be a member of the Progressive People's Party, or you are a member and you need to be part of our album that will take us to elect our presidential candidate, just dial *931# *931# on all networks in Ghana, so that you will be registered, or send a WhatsApp message to our app, IVA. We call our app IVA. WhatsApp message to 050 351 7348050. Then follow the prompts when you send the people in charge. Can we do it on WhatsApp? Can I call you on WhatsApp and let's see? Your end. My WhatsApp. I'm not using a phone. I'm not using a phone for WhatsApp. I'm using a computer for WhatsApp, so nobody will call. So if the Zoom is all right. But is it better? Is it better now? Is it better now? So I should proceed. So as I was saying,
NFM Radio.
We are mobilizing our grassroots, registering our members, and we are using technology to register our members. So anyone who wants to be a member or who is a member must get registered through a WhatsApp number. Send a hi to a WhatsApp number 050 351 7348. Send a hi to a WhatsApp number 050 351 7348 to get registered. Or dial star 931 hash. Dial star 931 hash and get yourself registered as a member of the Progressive People's Party. When you dial these numbers, the processes will take you through to be registered. The same numbers you could use to donate. So if you want to donate anything, be it cash, be it logistics, whatever form of donation you have to support the mobilization and the activeness of the Progressive People's Party, these two numbers will take you there. So this is the technology we are using to do the mobilization and register our members. The second aspect of it is that the National Executive Committee has launched a nationwide tour, which we call it Rejuvenation Tour, to reactivate our grassroots, our members at the grassroots level. Can you hear me? Hello, Mansa Musa.
Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Right. So the national executives are on a nationwide tour to visit every constituent, our grassroots base and our members, so that we inform the Ghanaian people what they pass across the length and breadth of Ghana, and those in the diaspora. We are urging every one of them, both new members and everyone who is a Ghanaian and wanted a change in the governance processes and the way we do politics in this country, should join the Progressive People's Party. First, using our short code star 931 hash, or send a 348 to be registered, or donate whatever you have to support this cause. It is time we need to bring the message of the Progressive People's Party to the fore for everybody to know that we are the alternative, as we call ourselves. Apart from that, we are going to launch a national program, campaign program, on key issues. One of them we call the progressive series, which the content of this progressive series is to hold monthly dialogue and press engagement with the public to sell the message of the Progressive People's Party that will address the numerous problems and the challenges which our country is facing. This progressive series will be moving from region to region to tell the story of the Progressive People's Party, to tell the story of Ghana and what we need to be doing or we need to do to save our country, Ghana. This progressive series will touch base with the technocrats, will touch base with the industry players, will touch base with farmers, will touch base with educationists, will touch base with decision makers, traditional leaders, women group, traders, teachers, and everybody in Ghana and is a citizen of Ghana, to tell them what they are supposed to do to help save our nation, Ghana. We want to show Ghanaians that we care. We are the party that cares. We are the party who takes the interests of the people into much consideration. And we have the policies and the programs that we are bound to roll them out if we are given the mandate to form a government to ensure that we save our motherland, Ghana. So these are the things we are doing, and soon we will elect our new national officers, and we will do that together with the election of the national officers. And our shadow presidential candidate will be ready to ensure that we launch our campaign in 2024.
I see.
So whoever is interested to join the party People's Party should come on board on the ticket of the Progressive People's Party. If you are also listening to us at this moment, we are saying, come on board. The moment we open, start showing your interest now and let the people know that you are interested in leading
Mr.
this country. And the Progressive People's Party has come to stay and become
very good.
The trigger for you to launch whatever thing you want to launch.
Right. So if I understand you properly, the question I asked that you guys wanted to team up or join up with other, likewise sort of parties or the party that share almost the same ideology with you. You want to come together to form a formidable sort of pact. But it looks as if your answer means no. You have decided to go it alone, right? Hello? Hello?
NFM Radio.
Yeah, Mansa Musa.
Yeah, did you hear my question?
Your line was breaking, but if I got you correctly, you were saying, yeah, you were talking about unifying the smaller political parties.
Yes. That was my initial question, that I heard you guys were going to join up with other parties to form a strong alliance. But your answer...
Hello, Mansa Musa.
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Right. It looks as if Mr. Matteo's line is not helping. So we'll try a different method and see what we can do. So let's try with the, what do we call it? WhatsApp. Well, WhatsApp, we don't necessarily have to be on video because this video cannot be seen on air. So obviously, is between you and I only. Mr. Mante, can you hear me?
It cannot be on air.
Yeah, I can't get the connection to go.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, I cannot get the video connection to go on Facebook or on YouTube. This is just between you and I. As for the sound, it will go on air. But if you want it to stay with the...
Then let me try the...
No, if you want to stay with the video, fine. Just stay there. Just that it won't go...
Let me get it.
Yeah, stay there. We will... Because what I don't want you to do is to call the normal WhatsApp where some people can barge in and disrupt the connection, if you know what I mean. Right. So, are we hearing ourselves loud and clear?
Let me try the Zoom again.
Okay. Right. You're listening to Mansa Musa. We are trying to establish good contact with Accra and with Mr. Mante. He is the spokesperson for the PPP. That's the Progressive People's Party. What I heard previously was that they were going to team up together with other parties to form a strong alliance. But now the way I hear or I've heard him speak, it looks as if they've decided to go it all alone. What that really means, I don't know. But what I know is that PPP will want to go it all alone. We are waiting for Mr. Mante to rejoin us. You are listening to Mansa Musa and the program is Fire Will Burn You.
Sydney Discotheque, verano del 79, con la mejor música del mundo.
Okay, what? Ojaye!
Hello, Mr. Mante. Hello, Mr. Mante, can you hear me? Hello. Hello, Mr. Mante, can you hear me? Hello, Dr. Ambrose. Hello, Dr. Ambrose. Hello. Right, so what we are discussing tonight, Mansa Musa here, and it is so it's grievous. I mean, it is a shame that today, as we speak, Ghana's corruption has become a matter, a topic for discussion, even at the United Nations. Can you imagine? And corruption, UN for United Nations for to me, any time. So, Ghana for corruption. It is rather overwhelming, big style. I mean, the shame and the what we call it, the disgrace that has befallen our country. You see, under normal circumstance, a whole lot of questions will be asked or should be asked in the country. A whole lot of inquisition, questions, investigations everywhere as to why we have so much corruption in almost every sector of our system or our governance. Almost every sector, there is corruption there. You see, look, I've said it quite often in so many ways, several times, that in a country where nothing starts working until after there has been a prayer, nothing will start, no official gathering or meeting or anything will start without a prayer. First, they will pray maybe the Christian one, then later the Muslim one. Everything we do, we start with prayers in Ghana. Even in the parliament, houses of parliament, they pray before they start their proceedings. But the whole country, the whole system, society, it's so dishonest. We are so dishonest. You can't believe it. For a people who claim to be very righteous, that we love God and God also loves us, we preach and preach and preach and pray. For a people that have, more pastors to 1,000 per capita, more pastors than will have doctors to the population, if you understand what I mean. So if you take about, let's say, 10,000 people, you get one doctor. If you take the same 10,000, you get about, let's say, 10 pastors. For a country like Ghana, well, God should be blessing us already, shouldn't he? Why has God forsaken us? Why? Why has God left us so much? Left us on the high seas somewhere? The point is, if there is that God who should listen, that God isn't listening because we as a people, we are dishonest. We are bad to the core. The other time, somebody said laughingly and jokingly that Mansa Musa, you know something? When God sacked or kicked out Lucifer, when God kicked out Satan from paradise, he landed in Ghana. That's why Ghana is like that. I'm now tending, I'm now almost like, in the process of believe, I believe him now. Because our whole country, our whole people are so dishonest, you can't believe what is going on. If you take the whole country, I can tell you, including parliamentarians and everybody, I can tell you that about 90-95% of people driving in Ghana, apart from the foreigners, about 95% of them paid, a certain way, paid some bribes to get the licenses. So you can imagine how dangerous our roads are. I'm telling you the fact. I drove in Ghana for about 10 years before coming to Europe. I got to Europe and I knew that, straight away, I knew I didn't know how to drive. Because the driving is not just about, going straight and parking the car or something. No. There's a lot to it than just thinking about how to move the car. It's only in Europe, in UK here, I got to realize that no. Me driving, and papa. But Ghana, the enemy pass it. Even though I didn't pay bribe, I know something influenced because that time we were sent as young soldiers to go and do the training at the DVLA. We were trained by the DVLA, and as young soldiers, the influence was there. And the guy who was training us, he's always very tired and always sleepy. So he tell you, just go slow. When you go and come, that's it, you pass. I can tell you that about 90-95% of Ghanaians are omugu Ghana, omutia bribe and omunya licenses. And so if the UN, the United Nations, almost discusses, so did DVLA or Ghana or a bribe, for me, I'm not surprised. It is a fact. I can tell you 90-95%.
Yeah, Mansa Musa, I'm back.
Hello.
Yeah, Mansa Musa.
Yes. I can hear you, but I can't see
Yes.
you, so I don't know who.
I don't know whether I should continue from where I left.
Okay, continue then. Continue if you have come. My question was that you people thought, I said, previously, not long ago, you guys said that you guys were going to combine with other groups. So that decision, is it now kaput, or you are still going to combine?
Well, it's good you've asked this particular question. There are several challenges in having all political parties. That is, the smaller political parties, which one would think or assume came from one family, that in Nkrumah CPP family. Fighting for that cause is like fighting for NDC to go back to CPP because they came from CPP, or asking MPP to also go back to CPP because CPP and then the MPP, they have one root. So that agenda, we cannot continue.
Hello? Hello?
Hear me? Can you hear me? I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Mansa Musa, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Very well. Very well. What I was saying is continue the pace of forming an alliance will derail our efforts because most of the other political parties, one way or the other, have found favor with the major political parties, the NDC and the MPP. Sometimes have dining on the same table with them. Meanwhile, Ghana needs a change, needs a political party that's vibrant, independent, have its own credibility to make sure that there is a change. If we don't take care and we will put our spoons and our bowls on the table of the NDC and the MPP, Ghanaians will not know the relevance and the credibility of we the minority political parties. You have done a lot of consultation, a lot of interactions and engagements with them. Yes, still, it seems it will take a longer time than we thought to go on our own. Along the way, if any of them are convinced that we need to follow change, everything is welcome, and we are open to that negotiation and agreement, and so we can go into the 2024 election. But for now, we think that we have to fight our own battle ahead of us on our own and on our own capacity and strength. That's the reason why we are soliciting and arguing and campaigning that let every member or every Ghanaian interested of change come to the Progressive People's Party. Come and join us. If you are interested to become a presidential candidate, show up. If you want to become a parliamentary candidate, show up. And the party will give you the platform and encourage you and support you to make sure that we go into the 2024 elections competitively. Whether presidential or parliamentary, and you want to support our campaign. You want to help us fight the battle to win the upcoming election. What we are saying is that donate to us either by dialing *931 to help and give you your donations to support the cause of the Progressive People's Party. Or get registered using the same short code, and then we will get you registered. Or through a WhatsApp number to make sure that we register our members. So if you want to send a hi to WhatsApp number 050.
I totally hear what you
are saying. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
That you want people to register, I want people to donate, and the rest of it. Realistically, having gone around the country, how many do you have as registered members? I don't mean people who may vote for you or not, but the registered members, how many do you have?
The last time we checked on our database, there are lots. They are running into thousands of them.
And
thousands of.
And these people all pay their dues, all right?
People are registered as of now.
And they pay their dues.
We just put out the dues paying mechanism. Yes, in Ghana, you see, Ghana politics, not everybody will want to pay dues, but a number of them have started paying.
Okay. You see, the reason why I asked you that question is that, look, 2024 is not just an ordinary election. This is a crucial election. Are you guys going to do some sort of selective, targeted, parliamentary seats? Or you are going to pretend as though you are powerful enough to actually, get some massive votes? If the latter or the second is the correct one, are you not sure or afraid that it may, disrupt any of the big parties? For instance, you may get more people from the NDC side, thereby making MPP win and stay on. Or if you may get the MPP people, which in turn will make the NDC come to power. What is your strategy at the moment in realistic terms? What is the strategy?
Both cars are on the table. Mansa Musa, both cars are on the table. And we are looking at which one will be more productive to us. No political party goes into an election and think of losing. We all go into the election with assumption and the thinking, the hope that we are going to win. We can win through the parliament. All that we wanted is to bring a change in the governance processes. Areas our members are more vibrant. Constituencies, we can win more votes. It doesn't matter the NDC win or the MPP win. Where we can win and present members of our people in parliament, number one. And secondly, if we cannot convince the entire Ghanaian or all Ghanaians to vote for us to win the presidency, we will shift the balance of power. So the 2024 election, no political party can win outrightly. However, when it grants into second round, we will have a bargaining chip to ensure that since we didn't win the presidency, we can influence change in governance. So whether MPP will win presidency or NDC will win presidency in parliament, we are also vote 20% debt balance, and that's how we are fighting. Mansa Musa, you bear me out that the moment the progressive people are able to present not less than 5-10 members in parliament, balance of power has shifted. It doesn't matter who wins the presidency. We will change our governance processes in terms of decision.
So, if I understand you, can you tell us, if you can hear me, can you tell us where your stronghold is in the whole country of Ghana? Where exactly is your stronghold? Hello. Hello. Okay, Mr. Mante's line has dropped. I think there's someone here. Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, it looks as if I've lost contact to the second person too. You are listening to Mansa Musa. The program is Fire Will Burn You. It's coming to you from NFM Radio. It's an evening, nighttime politics with me, Mansa Musa. Was this having discussion previously in the very beginning with Mr. Ban Achamfo. He is in Kumasi telling us about how things are going on in Kumasi with regards to the preparation of the NDC side and whatever is happening there. Then came Mr. Mante of the PPP party, Progressive People's Party. I was trying to get some answers, but he too had problems with the Zoom session. So it's a bit iffy. Let's see if we can still get it going. Hello. 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 Right. Mr. Bante, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? You can hear me? Hello? Okay, hang on a second. Let me try and reconnect the microphone. Hello? You can hear me? I cannot hear you properly. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. You can also hear me, right?
All right.
Okay. Let's try with
yes, I can hear you.
Let's try with the conversation a little bit and see where we will land. My last question was that the 2024 is a crucial elections, and it is not going to be just like as usual. It's not a type we can say, oh, there is a government, in power, and let's say if that government stays on in power, it's nothing wrong, it's okay. I know a lot of people want change, not because, it is what to do or you have to just follow the trend. But seriously, what is happening now? There has to be a change of government. I'm asking you again, are you not worried that in the end, we will end up with the status quo? And even if you say you will change the balance of power, we will still end up with the status quo. Are you not worried?
We are so much concerned. The Progressive People's Party is so much worried about that situation. And we have taken that into very much consideration anytime we go on our meetings to discuss how we can convince Ghanaians to how best we can do that. But Mansa Musa, trust me, it is not automatic, even if the smaller parties unite to fight this battle. The problem we are facing now is most of the smaller parties have, to some extent, tainted themselves with a lot of things. They are not demonstrating credibility, dissociating themselves from the two bigger political parties. They have, one way or the other, found favor with them. I don't want to mention names and ascribe them, but that is the truth. You meet the members in those parties, you talk to them, let us come together, form a unified front. They are looking at past ideological principles. That does not hold water now. What Ghana needs is a change in the governance style. Ghana needs development. Ghana needs jobs for its people. So if you continue to dwell on ideologies that will not bring food to the table, will not bring jobs, will not bring development, will not bring security, will not bring good health and safety of people, there's no need. You say these things because they have their own agenda. They don't listen to you. They don't want to form an alliance. So what we are saying is, where we have gotten to, we need to fight our own battle. Speak to the Ghanaian populace. Talk to their conscience. Demonstrate to them that we care. Let them align themselves with our party, both in Ghana and both in the diaspora. If you get more support, if you get more people who will push the agenda of the Progressive People's Party, and mind you, it's not about Nkrumah is here, Nkrumah is there. Nkrumah is dead and gone. His ideas are perfect. We believe in them, we subscribe to them, we want to uphold them, we want to push them because they are good and they would have helped Ghana. But he is no more. Let somebody take up the mantle and throw in the challenge and say, I am pushing for a change. And that's what the Progressive People's Party is doing. We want to drive the agenda to tell Ghanaians that it is time for a change and that let them come and vote for the Progressive People's Party. That is the campaign we are launching. That is the message we are sending out there. And the point is, we believe and we know, we suspect that the Ghana politics has been two-sided. The one who has more money to give, that person will buy the vote. And that is what is happening currently. We don't want that. We don't have the enough resources to do that, to compete in paying. We cannot pay. So what we do is let credible people, people who matter, people who have authority, come and join forces with the Progressive People's Party. It doesn't matter the people are in the NDC or MPP. If we have more people who will fight the cause of change and they align with us, the Ghanaian will be convinced. Those in the diaspora, you have your relatives in Ghana. If you tell them what to do, they will listen. Those in Ghana who are what to do, we all have relatives. If you speak to the people, the ordinary voter, they will listen and they will vote in a certain way. The entrenched position that the people have, either aligning to the MPP and the NDC, we want to break that duopoly. We want to break that understanding. So the point is, let our message go down the grassroots. Let the people listen. Let the people understand what we have for them so that the change we are all fighting for will come. There's a possibility of any of the two winning. That is where we step in. That if we send our message and we are unable to win the presidency and change government, the point is there are three arms of government and each one of them, if they are doing their work perfectly well, what Ghana deserves, you will get. The winner takes all will be a thing of the past. And we will be able to have dissenting views that will push an agenda for change in the governance processes. So we are working hard as that. Let us at least have not less than 10, 15 members of parliament in the House of the Laws, that when the legislature is holding a different arm, a different party represented there, which we are hoping the Progressive People's Party can be, then when it comes to decision-making, passing laws, passing agreements, and bringing development, that dissenting view will drive the change that we need. Likewise, we are saying that if we are unable to win the presidency and we get no less than 15 to 20% votes, no political party will have an outright win in the elections of 2024. So these are crucial moments for us. And when we have 10 to 20% of the vote cast, total value vote cast, trust me, those two parties will step down from their high horses and now begin to think about Ghana and say that, okay, now what are the other views from the other political parties? Let us consider. And you will have change from there. So the change can come from whichever means. We can hold the change from different angles so that the Ghanaian will benefit. So we need people like you, Mansa Musa, and others who are in the diaspora to come support the cause of this agenda of the Progressive People's Party. And we believe that if we are able to drive forward this agenda and become more relevant and more credible as we have been, and we have more support, and there's a ground swelling, those smaller parties who have decided not to come together, they will all come to the table. So that is what we have seen. That is what we have realized. So from now to the end of the year, or before even we file for the presidential election, parliamentary election, we believe you will get to a point that the rest of them will not have any option than to join us, and then we all fight one battle to bring that change we have been campaigning for, and you have been talking about all this while. So that is the agenda we are pursuing.
So as it is, the other people around are here. For instance, Odike and other people are saying they want a union government. Don't you think it's better to join up with them if indeed Ghanaians are fed up with this two-party state and they really want something that can unite the country, can bring the country together? Why not join up with everybody else to form a union government?
NFM Radio.
Mansa Musa, we sent letters on this particular decision or this proposal you are having to all the smaller political parties. We sent letters to them for us to sit on a dialogue table. None of them heeded to our call. None of them. None of them. With the exception of Convention People's Party, even that, their internal wranglings dissolved their efforts to come. The Progressive People's Party had its national committee to approve an alliance. We drafted the blueprint or the communique as to how we want the alliance to be. Whether you're a union government, a union party, whatever political party, you were ready to cede whatever thing we have, so we formed that alliance. We invited them on the table. We will come today, tomorrow. They never came. DNC, the same. They had their own internal wranglings and internal problems. We have invited them severally, sent letters to them, but it seems none of them are interested. So once they have not shown their interest, demonstrating their own problems, thinking they are proud of themselves, none of them is ready to come down from his or her high horse so that we see the agenda of change go through. We don't have to sit down and wait. There's no time on our seat. Our National Secretary, Paco, has fought for it. Myself, we have invited several of them. We meet them one-on-one. We talk to them, speak to your national executives. They would say we go and talk to our Council of Elders, to no avail. So, Mansa Musa, we don't need to wait anymore. We cannot continue to wait whilst the system crumbles. So we wouldn't want a situation where we will get to the time and we are not ready. We are working towards making sure we contest the 2024 election, which we will be able to wrestle power from the two main political parties. But first, we need to touch base with the people because they have the votes. And let them be convinced that they cannot be so much ingrained and entrenched with the two parties. This is the time for them to change. You speak to the youth and tell them that it is their future that is being destroyed. They cannot follow whether the argument being my father is MDC, my mother is MPP, so I am also MPP and NDC. We want to change that narrative. So it's about talking to the people on the ground to change the narrative and then have our base swell. When we are able to get there, then we are sure that the change we are fighting for will come to fruition. So that's what we are working at.
I see.
And if along the line the union government is possible, union party is possible, our arms are well opened, and we receive everybody who want to be part of us.
So now let's come to matters of the current, how do we call it, interest, and that is things that are happening at the moment. The PPP, what is your stance on the recent Bank of Ghana issues?
Thank you, Mansa Musa. Progressive People's Party has first of all called the governor of the Bank of Ghana to step aside. He should resign. No, because he's not competent enough to manage that prestigious institution.
Have you called this? Have you made this call officially and publicly? Did you call a press conference or where? Or you just stood in your room to talk to yourselves?
We have delivered a press statement to the media house. Daily Graphic has published it. GN Media has published it. And other media houses. Secondly, we have sent a petition to the Speaker of Parliament. A petition to the Speaker of Parliament to invite the BOG governor, before he steps aside, he should come and show cause why and what happened for him to incur such losses at a central bank which is not into operational commercial business, but is only a regulatory body. How come he landed himself into such huge losses and brought difficulty upon the Ghanaian economy? Two, he should show cause why he deliberately breached the laws that has been promulgated to govern his actions and his activities. He should answer to the Speaker and Parliament why it happened that way. So we have petitioned Parliament. We have sent a statement out there calling him to resign because he's not competent. He's incompetent. Nowhere will a central bank land itself into such quagmire, such trouble. So I don't see the reason why, if he has any credibility left in him, he should prove to the world that, yes, I have credibility, so I've stepped aside. Together with the board. Because it's a bank of last resort. And he could do this. Not only that, we were all here. And in 2019, the governor of the Bank of Ghana called some banks insolvent, even though they were not, because the so-called insolvent nomenclature was a doing of the taking loans from these financial institutions that led to these financial institutions to suffer liquidity challenges. But he tagged them as insolvent, and he collapsed all of them. GN Bank included, Capital Bank included, UT Bank included, Unibank included, and several other savings and loans companies, together with non-bank financial institutions, brought this country to its knees in the financial sector. So if you use the same approach where you collapse banks with the argument of single obligor limits, which he implied that no financial institutions can commit its resources to one customer, but he claimed these banks have breached that single obligor limit, he, as a governor of a central bank, could commit all the resources to government. 35 billion Ghana cedis in 2021 and 45 billion Ghana cedis, 48 billion Ghana cedis in 2022. Even after the government did not show any proof of paying the previous loan without recourse to the laws governing its operations, went ahead to give additional loans to the government of the day. And ironically, printing such monies into the Ghanaian economy, everyone who has done economics knows that will lead to a hike or a spike in inflation. And when inflation is high, this same governor, I don't know where he learned his financial theories or economic theories, went at the Monetary Policy Committee claiming that he has a strategy to fight inflation. And he continued to increase the monetary policy rates, which banks take and give to the Bank of Ghana to a very high level. Today, policy rate is around 30%. Policy rate is around 30%. And he could not fight inflation. Not knowing he's acting like in a proverb, anoma kokone kone, okwetifi kohunu nsuo no abana afra bebisa se hwan na hunu nsuo no. This governor must step aside. He must resign. He should not continue. He needs to resign. And he must go. And after that,
all right.
Let the laws of the land take its course. If indeed there is somebody.
Yeah, with this in mind that you've told us, which I'm sure the other NDC people too are listening. Let me ask you, the NDC have decided that, look, maybe they have to do a direct action, as they say, or positive action, and try and pick it or something to maybe obstruct normal proceedings at the bank to force the governor out. Are you going to join in support? Or when it comes to that, you will leave the NDC to do their own thing alone?
Mansa Musa, in democratic practices, there are several methods and tools available to every political party, and each one chooses the one he thinks best for him or her party. So we have petitions, we have picketing, we have statements, we have demonstrations, we have boycotts. All of them are forms of democratic practices you can adopt to drum home your concern, and then you can achieve the same results. The Progressive People's Party, which is the PPP, has decided to petition Parliament, and we will pursue that. Parliament will call the governor before it and answer some questions, and then table before him directly that, from the look of things, he is not competent to manage the central bank. So he should step aside together with the board and let new board be in place, new governor and new deputies take the reins of governance at the central bank. So we have petitioned and we could pursue that.
So just as I watched about 2-3 days ago, there's some very tragic political happenings, or a tragic sort of incident that happened in a country, Ecuador, in South America, where a very popular presidential candidate was gunned down, apparently shot more than 30 times. That place is infested with crime completely. Now, the rest of all the opposition candidates and the rest, they have all come out, in support of the deceased party to demonstrate seriously, about gun crimes and, crimes in general. That, they are not saying, oh, we also have this one to do. We have somebody has chosen a demonstration. We are choosing picketing or just talking or this thing. My question to you is, when there is a national issue of such nature and it needs to be tackled, or let's say it needs to be handled by a group of politicians, you all see something going wrong. Why, for once, just come together and say, look, the NDC is right, we will support them in this and this and that. Or the NDC is wrong, so we will not support, but we'll rather do something. Which is which?
Mansa Musa, the national issues can be addressed differently by either of these political parties that you have mentioned. The way politics is done in Ecuador or the Southern American region is not the same as the way politics is done in Ghana here. In Southern America or any other part of the European countries, when political parties join forces to fight a common battle, nobody will be tagged as a member of that political party or the bigger one. No one will say, you came to support us, so you belong to us, or you don't have your own credibility. In Ghana here, the day the Progressive People's Party wakes up to go and support NDC demonstration or picketing, that is the day the party will be termed as collapsed. The day the PPP will rise and say what the MPP is doing is right or wrong, that is the day the ordinary person on the street who doesn't understand democracy will say that we don't exist. We have looked at all these dynamics and understood the context of the Ghanaian politics. Within that regime, we believe that standing alone on your feet and not aligning yourself to these political parties that has demonstrated that they are not credible is better than going to join them. Because we, as a PPP and a political party with unique policy agenda, we don't want anything to derail our efforts and destroy the gains we have made over the years since 2012 to date by not kowtowing or bootlicking or joining any major political party, which is the MPP and the NDC, so that we wouldn't lose what we are fighting for. And that is what makes us unique. And that is what makes us stand out tall among our peers. None of our members will go and align with any other party. If you do that, it means you have lost your membership with the Progressive People's Party. So we go alone, we fight our battle, we won't join forces. If it were to be CPP, if it were to be PNC, or any other smaller splinter party, that one, we would have easily supported their cause, and we would have also called them to support our cause. And to add to that, you know, in our local dialects, we have our own proverb, and namdodo and same kind. So if the NDC is pursuing an agenda of picketing at the Bank of Ghana premises to force the governor to step down, we are also pursuing additional agenda to also petition the Parliament of Ghana to call the governor to put more pressure on him and ask him to step aside because he is not competent to manage that prestigious institution. So that is what we are doing.
I find your response, your answer a bit ionic. And, you know, because if I remember the politics that brought Papa Kwesi Ndum to join the MPP to run the affairs during Kufuor's time. Then again, 2016, the PPP almost had the same message to Ghanaians as the then NPP opposition. So today, if you say, oh, by joining NDC, it means, committing suicide, my question is it only when it's about joining the NDC that it becomes a problem? But when it's time to join the NPP in messages and everything, you were very eager and happy to do that.
Mansa Musa.
Yes.
That is a twisted quotation and a twisted message you are putting out there.
You.
And we have heard this narration and narrative over and over and over again. As I speak to you now, I have the Progressive People's Party manifesto. We call it policy statement in 2012 and 2016, 2020 before me. Equally, I'm opened the manifesto of the NPP 2012, 2016, 2020 before me. If you don't have a copy of our own, maybe you have the copy of the NPP. I'll send a copy of our own to you. Read through our manifesto. And if you find any single policy statement that is the same as the NPP manifesto in 2016, I'll resign from the Progressive People's Party as the National Communications Director.
I know you are very
None
sure.
of our manifesto
I know
pledge.
you are very sure of what you are saying. And so I'm not going to argue. But what I'm also sure of is that your platform messages, your campaign messages was all to do with, getting the NDC out. As against today, your message is not getting the MPP out, but rather trying to push for your own agenda, even in your campaigns or your utterances. So the difference is there to see that when the NDC was in power, it was that let's get them out. But when MPP is in power, it's difficult to hear you say, let's get them out. That has been the issue. And, I want to be honest with it. What is it about MPP that
Mansa Musa,
you guys are afraid to confront them?
Mansa Musa, we have called Ghanaians to vote out the MPP based on failure of their policies and their lack of vision to change and transform the economy. They campaigned on change. We campaigned on change in 2016. Today, we are campaigning on change again, and proper change. Not a change of the NPP in 2016 that they got in 2017, no. And it is the same momentum. You can say that, okay, our momentum has gone down. And I've told you the challenges we have been through. This government have been a devil on our neck and destroyed all our efforts and our gains. That is why maybe our campaign momentum has slowed down. That I will agree with you. But our message has remained the same, consistent and constant, that if we don't vote out this government, we will never see progress in this country. Whichever platform we go is the same message. And with this message, if you vote out the government, which party should replace them? Which party? Is it not going to be the Progressive People's Party that we are calling that let them vote them out and bring the Progressive People's Party? So that is where, if you say we are driving our own agenda, that is where it's coming from. Because you don't see hope in the MPP. Neither do you see hope in the NDC. So if you don't see hope in MPP and you don't see hope in NDC, who should replace them? Is it not the PPP? Let the PPP agenda go to the grassroots. And let them understand that this government has failed us and that we are doing. We are doing with all our might.
It looks as if you are too busy. Oh, sorry. I'm talking to Mr. Katie Olsen. Sorry about that. Carry on.
No. All right. Yeah, it's here. It's here on my distance, so I could hear you loud and clear here. My point is that we are saying that the only party that can bring change and transformation is the Progressive People's Party. So it is not about the pressure we placed on the NDC in 2016 was more than the pressure we are mounting on the MPP today. It is the same pressure, it is the same efforts, it is the same contribution, it's the same agenda. You can say the momentum has slowed down, and that momentum slowing down is where we need support. We need financial support. We need logistical support. As we speak to you now, we needed about 275 constituency offices. We need about 275 vehicles and motorbikes to help our constituencies so we can propagate our agenda. And that has taken more of our attention than any other. But by 2024, the messages will go out there, the pressure will be mounted, and wait for us. We are not leaving any stone unturned. We will make sure this government do not stay in power after 2024. And that we can bet with us. We can assure you. That's what we are going to do. But doing that, not allowing them to stay in government,
all these things you are asking for.
We want to present
all these things you are asking for. If the other time I heard that the previous elections, some of your leadership went to see Nanado for vehicles and the rest. Are you still relying on that source to at least get your resources to run your elections?
Whoever gave you that information that our leadership went to Nanado to request for resources lied to you. It is never true that PPP leadership has been to Nanado to request for resources. We have never done that, and we will never do that. We have never done that. And I repeat, whoever is listening to us today, let's settle it now and for all. Progressive People's Party is an independent political party, has never requested anything from this government. Not a position, not logistics, nothing from this government. And we know they cannot help us. If they help you, they are there to destroy you. So we are fighting our own cause, our own battle, soliciting for support from individual Ghanaians and people in the diaspora who believe in our message, a message of change, a message of alternative, message of hope that will bring liberation, economic liberation, and developmental liberation to our society, to our Ghana that we love. Let them come on board and support us. So we have never sought for support from the MPP government or Nanado, Dankwa, Akufo-Addo. Our leaders have never done that, and we will not do that. So let's dispel those notions and assertions.
All right.
And move on.
Okay. So now you said maybe your momentum have somehow subsided a bit. What has caused that? Why has the momentum gone down? Is it because your leadership is not strong enough? Your chairman, is it the chairman is still
Thank you.
Is it Bridget? Is she not good enough, or what is going on?
Well, let me give you more information. Since your platform is not aware of all the information within the Progressive People's Party, I am the communications director. My name is Felix Mante. Our national chairman is Nana Ofori Owusu. He is our national chairman.
Okay.
Our presidential candidate for 2020. Our presidential candidate for 2020 is Bridget Jogbenuku. And so she was the presidential candidate for 2020. She is not a national chairman. And we have not elected a new presidential candidate. We have not elected a new presidential candidate. We don't have a presidential candidate. Bridget was a presidential candidate for 2020.
I see.
National chairman is Nana Ofori.
Is that the reason why she refuses to come and talk to me? Maybe she's now not very happy because you people have dumped her.
Mansa Musa, nobody have dumped anybody. She's a member of the party. She should be proud to come and speak to you as a former presidential candidate. So maybe it's her own decision. It's not about the party. The party has not gone for new election. If she is interested again in 2024, you open nominations and she can contest like any other person who would like to contest, file her nomination papers and contest. And if the masses like her to contest again on the ticket of the Progressive People's Party, we will give her the opportunity to contest. Other than that, once she is a member of the party and a leading member as such, because she has been a presidential candidate, a vice presidential candidate also, she should be freely and willing to speak to any media houses in the name of the party. If she decides not to speak, that one maybe is her own personal decision that she said she's not ready to speak. That was the different conversation altogether.
I see.
It cannot be said
I need to,
that because
I need to correct myself. I apologize.
She has not been
I need to
elected.
Correct myself and apologize. And
you have not opened nominations, so she cannot have that argument.
By saying she is the chairman, that was wrong. I should have mentioned that she was the previous presidential candidate. I know your chairman, so that one, it was my mistake. But going on from there, maybe I can say maybe it is me. Maybe I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough for her, so she rather dumped me. So how for do? Anyway, let's go on. But your former presidential candidate, Papa Kwesindum, somebody who actually stood on platform and shouted big time for Mahama to go. The thanks that Akufo-Addo gave him was to destroy him completely. But what is actually, worrying so many people is the fact that Papa Kwesindum has gone too quiet. Someone in any political field, he would have been shouting and making a lot of trouble for the ruling government or for the executive. But he is rather so quiet. Does it mean, is it true that maybe people are saying maybe he has something to hide? He doesn't want to, ruffle the feathers or shake the hornet's net to bring out issues. What is going on that Papa Kwesindum is not active about what is going? He has spoken very little. Very little. We know he has regretted following Akufo-Addo, but in politics, he should have had the upper hand by now. Even telling Ghanaians that, look, I'm the one to have brought you jobs. I'm the one who have the know-how. I'm the people, me and my party is the ones that you should follow. But he has gone almost missing. What is going on?
Mansa Musa, let me correct you once again. I want to correct an impression thrown out there one more time. Dr. Papa Kwesindum nowhere has followed Nanado. Nowhere. You can check his records from 2012 or 2008 when he started contesting as a presidential candidate on the CPP ticket, then to PPP for 3 consecutive times when he is the National Committee Chair of the Progressive People's Party. So it should not be said, it should never be said that Dr. Papa Kwesindum has followed Nanado. He has not. He has not. Nowhere. Not a single message from Dr. Ndum has encouraged any Ghanaian to ever vote for Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Never. He has never done that. Now, let's come back. So that impression, let's correct it once and for all. Whoever is listening to us, take it from me. Dr. Papa Kwesindum has never followed Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo anywhere. He has not done that, and he will never do that. He has spoken against his governance style. He has said a lot about Nanado. What is happening for his quietness is that, if you do remember, after 2016 elections in 2017, the Progressive People's Party went for national convention in Tamale. And in Tamale, Dr. Ndum announced that he is growing. So he wants the youth and somebody else to take the front line, take the center stage. So he urged every member of the party and Ghanaians that those who are interested to come lead the party, Progressive People's Party. He did that. He did that announcement. Many people have forgotten and they don't want to recall that message Dr. Papa Kwesindum sent out there. So what he is doing is to encourage everybody, give way the assumption out there that, oh, PPP is for Papa Kwesindum. He doesn't want that to continue. He doesn't want people to continue to argue along that line. So he wants to stay off front line. Let somebody else take the baton. Let somebody else lead the campaign of the PPP and charge the course for a change to happen in Ghana. Now, after that, and after the 2019 incidents of attack by this government on his businesses, you and I know every person will be concerned about how to revive his or her business and get them back on track. So he devoted much of his attention to what he is doing in the corporate world so that his legacy as a Jumewura will continue to be there. He did that and then ensured that we, the other people in the Progressive People's Party, we will be able to manage the party, make sure there is a change, and then push the course and agenda of the party going forward. So that is exactly what is happening. That's exactly what is going on. Don't be bothered about how often he appears in the media. He has been communicating not solely on national issues, but Mansa Musa, let's wait a little while. Patient a little while. I'm coming.
You see, Mr. Mante, is it not funny that the guy who you call a Jumewura, whose businesses have been almost destroyed by, this fella, Kufuado, and apart from, to be, to give him the due respect, apart from the personal issues that may be sickness or illness, which God forbid, anybody will be, will be subdued by that. But what people are saying is that Kufuado hit him so hard, he's now subdued. He's completely gone out of skelter. He cannot function. He's unhinged. When I say unhinged, like a door that has come off the hinges. That's how people are describing Papa Kwesindum. Maybe tell us, those people who think that he has been hit so hard, he's gone aloof. Tell us something. What is going on?
Mansa Musa, he has not gone aloof and he's not gone hiding. Yes, so Bache Jaya. Now OCC no ho. Watch out for Papa Kwesindum fire in the months ahead of us coming. He's not gone dead or lost. I think last week you saw him at the Ghana Institute of Journalism, their dialogue meeting. He launched one bullet.
Yeah.
And gradually, he's going to come out more stronger and more fire than ever before. So let us dispel the argument of he's gone unhinged. No.
I see. Your fellow Kit Wilson has joined, so I will go to him. But lastly, if you can still hear me, before I go,
it is better to prepare your weapons and make them more.
Yeah, because of the delay, that's why it is. But let me ask you, the thing is, so far you guys are saying you want to be, the PPP. You are branding yourself as the next big thing. The people that can offset the balance in Ghana politics, which, will be welcomed by so many neutrals. That's fine. At the same time, you say, the momentum has a bit, slowed. what is preventing you from getting a leadership, a vibrant leadership, who will be ready, either a she or he, be ready, active, and be going from now, so that come 2024, even January, Mansa Musa and the rest of we, the inquisitive people, will know that, oh, if you mention such a name, it's PPP. You mention such a name, it's PPP. Up to now, just PPP, nothing is happening. Why don't you get your people up and going?
Thank you, Mansa Musa. I told you the reason why we have slowed down on the momentum. Our slowdown on momentum is not about leadership crisis. It is not. The only thing we have not done is to elect our presidential candidate, to lift the flag and run with it. That's the only thing we haven't done. We have competent leaders, right from the chairman to all members of the National Executive Committee, and then the national committee members, which comprises of the regional chairman and the people in the diaspora. They are holding the fort and then fighting the cause of the Progressive People's Party. That is one. Our message is there to propagate our agenda for the public to know what we have. The reason why our momentum has slowed down, I told you, is because of logistical problems, because of financial constraints. You know Ghana politics. Maybe you are in the diaspora, so you don't know what is going on in terms of propagating your agenda of change or the alternative agenda.
Let me ask you quickly. Let's go to Kitty Oswin. Let me ask you quickly. On that score, as we say in Akan, you don't have money, you don't get money. Why are you coming to? I don't know where hiring.
Very good. Thank you. In Ghana politics, that is the case. So our agenda, that's why we are raising funds. And that's why I gave you the short code. *931#, soliciting for support. You are in the US or UK, I think so. You know how politics is done in those areas. It's not anybody's pocket money that is used to campaign. It's individuals who donate $1, $2, $5, $10, thousands of dollars to support the campaign. So that is the agenda we are driving. We are open change. If you want change, Mansa Musa, you yourself, if you can hear me, donate $1,000 to support the cause of the Progressive People's Party. Are you there, Mansa Musa? Can you hear me? I gave you a short code. Do that donation.
Listen, I can hear
and
you
will see what you will do.
I get off
you will
the
use
screen.
some, if you have a vehicle, if you can rent offices for about 5 constituencies, don't hesitate. We are appealing to every Ghanaian in the diaspora and those.
Sorry, I get off the screen because you see me off the screen because I'm alone here. So I have to do the what do we call it? The producing on one of my screens has just lost the battery. The battery is there, so I had to change it. That's why I went off the screen. So don't worry. But when you are speaking, I could hear everything. As for me donating something, dear, wallahi, but what we can do is to help you, support you guys by, allowing you to send your message across anytime. In fact, next time, if you sort out your your internet problems properly, our next one, even if it is Zoom, it will be on our television, and the television is much more brighter, better. It's only that you must make sure you got the correct internet to support, then we can be on our TV. So that is what I can say. But hang in there, don't go away, stay there. Let me welcome Mr. Kit Yosin on board on this show. Kit Yosin, good evening.
Good evening, Mansa Musa. How are you, sir?
Well, I'm very, very well, doing my own thing. Sitting somewhere minding my business. Then your brother Mante came in to harass me. So apart from that, I'm okay.
Well, thank you very much. I would say good evening to my brother, Mr. Felix Mante. who is our Director of Communications. I've been roped in this, and I thank my brother for explaining our side of the argument. I know it's not everything that has been told, but then what I would say is welcoming Felix is that we, the people of Ghana, we've got very serious problems created by NDC and NPP. Today, every day news stories come. The latest, look at the story of Madame Dapa. The money she's got in her bedroom and in her kitchen and maid servant and man servant using it and buying customers. It's so superfluous. It's too good even to be true. Yet all these things are under Nana Akufo-Addo Dankwa and NPP. The many problems that we have in Ghana, they are not worried about it, but they are worried about breaking the 8. They are worried about general elections for next year. We have not reached we have not reached the end of this year. Yet they are talking about next about 16 months elections and all that. Serious Ghanaians must not even be thinking about election 2024. We must not compare ourselves to the Americans or the British people. Even they do not go to that extent. So what my brother is saying, I heard everything, and this is the story we have, the message we have for Ghanaians. I will thank him, because in silence is dignity. We are not doing things because NDC is doing it. We are not doing things because MPP is doing it, but we are doing things because we have kept cool and planning properly. I keep telling you, careful planning prevents pathetic performance. Right now, the NPP is struggling too much. They are making every mistake under the sun, and they are not getting anywhere. Ghanaians don't know where we are going. That's more dangerous than talking about breaking the 8 or campaign 2024. So please, be patient. If I say please to Ghanaians, be patient with us. We are planning seriously. We cannot tell you all our plans in a minute. As Mansa Musa, as usual, I know you. You always want to know how we are thinking and how we are planning. But we cannot do that, you know that. But getting to the end of this year, you will see the difference. You will see the message. We will start to come and bite every bullet in the world. And you see that now there's another alternative party that is coming to take positions in there on behalf of our country, Ghana. Right now, we know people are fed up with the NDC. If people are fed up with MPP, they are seriously fed up with it. That's why I did refer somewhere that Madame Dapa, wherever she got the money from, is she an armed robber? I don't know. Is she a drug dealer? I don't know. Is she a money launderer? I don't know. Is it her wages that has been paid to her? She never spent a penny. We don't know. So 4 critical questions this woman needs to answer. Now, even Akufo-Addo cannot answer those questions. So this is the position we stand. We are planning how to really come in with a big bang. Well, before January 2024, you hear.
Mr. Kitiosi, you know my favorite. You know my favorite name. I always want to mention my favorite name, Papa Kwesi.
Yes.
So far, what is the state of his, not his personal this we can't discuss it, but his businesses and what we have, the destroyed businesses and everything. I've seen some publications about how some court cases have gone and a whole lot. Can you tell us the latest as to where we are regarding Papa Kwesi Ndom's assets, and is he going to get some sort of compensation, reinstatement of those banks, even with this government? What is it that we Ghanaians can be told for now?
Yeah, naturally, these banks, the licenses will be given back to him. He's going to reopen his banks, because the banks, not just the beauty of opening a bank account, but the beauty of giving Ghanaians access to bank accounts in 300 branches all over the country, which no one banker has ever done, no one business person, man has done in Ghana. this closure of the banks affected every aspect of Ghanaians in all these areas we're talking about. Now these things are going to come back. These things are going to be back. We're talking of grouping them. The grouping them. They are planning hard to come in because MPP is at fault. They know, not just Kwesindom, it's a Comrade Dufour, Dr. Comrade Dufour's bank as well, Unibank or his bank. They did the same thing to them. But this is the president who is thinking of, who is supposed to love his country, serve his country. You close indigenous Ghanaian banks down and think you are doing a good job. The whole world, even Jesus Christ believes that, no, this guy is wrong. But there's time for everything. Dr. Ndo is a very patient person. People owe him billions of Ghana cedis or even dollars. They owe him. How many people in Ghana are owed so much by so many people?
See, all this you said is right and well, and it's beautiful. Mansa Musa, I'm on record. Everyone knows that. That's why I say my favorite name in PPP, Papa Kosindum. And I've, on occasions, condemned or criticized that he's not talking, he's too quiet.
Yes.
I've said that several times. But equally, you, his party members too, have been too aloof on the politics of everything. If it was, let's say the NPP, who had one of their top men's bank destroyed either by NDC or any party, goodness me, the whole 4, 5, whatever years, they will be singing it. They will have even music, songs written about it and everything. But if the man decide to, stay diplomatic, what about you, the other politicians? You also go through and you don't use it for the political advantage, which is also very necessary. It's very important for people to know where you stand, why somebody have done something wrong, and why they should learn lessons. You guys too, you don't talk. So you are as shroom as him, ain't it?
No, that's not the case. You make a good point, but I can tell you that if you look at it critically, in the year 2016, NPP was a very poor party, was a very poor political party. They owed a lot to Mr. Kennedy Japan. He threatened to withdraw all his money owed by the NPP. That's why whatever he says, good or bad, they had to shut up and put up with it even up to this minute. Kennedy Japan, single man, handedly funded his party, political party, and until they came to where they are. Now they've got Ghana government money. They can even print billions of Ghana cedis money. We are all watching this. The next general election, the campaign is going to be very different in this time. Results are going to be very different. And I tell you, Ghanaians are listening. Results are going to be very different. We are showing that we are in a class. Dr. India himself is a statesman. I heard you say, he was working, he was connected to Mr. What do you call Mr. Nane Kufuor and all that? No. The reason Papa Kwesindom worked with NPP, not just Kwesindom, Kojuama, Dr. Hagin, this NPP, Blay and Kwesindom, they are the 4 people from CPP in those days who supported Kufuor so that we could get rid of Lawrence and his nonsense. So after Kufuor won the elections, he came to us, CPP. He came to CPP to beg us to give to support them in the campaign. In the elections, and we did. That's why he came. They were grateful. NPP was grateful to us. They came to CPP in those days to say, please give us 4 of your men and women to come and work with us. That's why you could see Indom in the NPP administration, Mr. Blay there. He became a deputy speaker, Kojuama and Dr. Hagin. Do you understand? Kojuama is passed away. May he rest in peace. So that's
you mentioned. Let's go a bit, stray a bit. You mentioned CPP. Will you agree with me that particular move by CPP to side with the UP tradition because of Rawlings. In hindsight, or with a bit of hindsight, would you say that was a mistake? Because some people are saying that if the CPP had stood firm to say, hey, you the UP people, we don't like, you have destroyed us for long. Rawlings, no matter what, will step down. And it is not that we are going to side with you. We want the power. We want to govern. We are the real deal. We are the CPP, Nkrumah's party. We are not going to side with UP. If they had done that, they could have stayed much stronger than it turned out to be. Don't you think so?
No, sir. I beg to differ. I appreciate what you're saying. I beg to differ in the sense that things change. Things will never remain the same.
That's why I say with hindsight, at that particular time, I agree. Maybe we are only talking in hindsight now. After the event, it has turned out that that has reduced the value of CPP. But imagine if CPP stood and rather reduced the strength of the UP. The CPP would have become instead like the NPP of today. And your people would have shifted to NPC.
Let me tell you something. The Liberal Democratic Party of the United Kingdom?
Yes.
Why did they work with Conservative Party to win power?
In hindsight, they have realized they
see what I mean?
In hindsight, the same hindsight, they now know that they made a big mistake because since then, nobody trusted them. You see how they reduced their party to almost zero. Apart from Charles, what's the name? The guy who died, I've forgotten his name. Charles what? The Scottish fella. Their former leader. No, sorry.
No, their leader.
It's not. Oh, okay. He was a Scottish. He's a Scottish party. But Liberal Democrat. Listen, after they went to that, they joined with the David Cameron government. The next election, they were decimated. They were destroyed. People did not trust them again. Even in hindsight, they thought they were doing the right thing. They got it wrong.
No, hang on. It's not a matter of being trusted by the people or not. We got things different times. Things happen at different stages.
Yes.
That who would have believed that Samia Yaba Nkrumah would have danced with the Professor K.A. Busia's daughter? God forbid, but they were dancing to the same music. You remember, they showed it. Why would Busia's daughter dance with Kwame Nkrumah's daughter? God forbid.
Mr. Kitios, I don't know whether you understand me or not. I'm saying all these things happen though, but we are talking about, you see, these things also helps. Say in hindsight or with hindsight, this is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that it happened and it didn't happen. It happened. But for her dancing with that woman, maybe in history, we will say it is a wrong step. Anyway, come in, Mr. Mante. We are getting to the end anyway, so come in.
No, Better is got to come back again. No, Mr. Mante, please go on. Well, I hope we've not lost him.
There's a delay.
Yeah.
Mr. Mante, talk. We are listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mansa Musa, the members of the Convention People's Party, I'm here. Members of the Convention People's Party at the time. Can you hear me?
Go ahead. We are listening.
Yes, we can hear you.
You know it already. Yes. The members of the Convention People's Party at the time who joined the Kufuor administration went there with one purpose: for inclusive governance. Absolutely. And inclusive governance is a democratic principle that can bring a lot of change in any democratic society if managed well. And you can bet with me, when they went there, how, for instance, Dr. Papa Kwasi distinguished himself, with the exception of Freddie Blay, who at the end of the day found himself joining the MPP. The CPP downfall in 2008 was the election of a wrong chairman or a wrong chairperson who started backbiting and then having her bowl on the table of the other side. That is where the Convention People's Party began to fall. If they had gotten a good leader, a good chairman, the party wouldn't have fallen. It wouldn't have suffered the disintegration
Can you mention
we
the
saw
name?
when you know already Samia Yaba Nkrumah. Samia Yaba Nkrumah, when she took over as a chairperson of the party, led the party to be disintegrated, to be dissolved, to be divided. She brought division to the Convention People's Party. We all were in the convention. I was a constituency secretary for the Ashama constituency prior to the 2012 disintegration and the establishment of the Progressive People's Party. And we know what happened at the time. The divisions, the backbiting, the infighting was too much, and then pulling him down was too much. That led to Dr. Apokwa-Sindum to find himself out of the Convention People's Party. So the party's effort to have helped in the government of the Kufuor administration was a good decision. The mission, the motive was to ensure that Ghanaians receive the best. Ghanaians have development. And you can testify that at the time, things were better. And Ghana seemed to be unifying and fighting for development until we got these wicked and then visionless leaders who took over in a better leader to assume the reins of governance in this country. So that is where the Progressive People's Party finds its place. And then we want to position ourselves. The Convention People's Party is still disintegrated.
NFM Radio.
If you go into their leadership now, they are not united. They are fighting seriously. So there's no way that party can, as a matter of urgency now, as you speak, can unite and then pull all other forces together. Let the PPP be the alternative. Help us to become the alternative. We are appealing to you, Mansa Musa. We are appealing to the people in the diaspora. We are appealing to whoever is listening to us that we need your support. So as I was saying, Mansa Musa, you can give us $10,000 to help promote our campaign. So I'm looking forward to hearing you sending some $10,000 through our short code *931# and do your donation, or hire 10 offices, constituency offices for us to do our bidding come 2024. May God bless you.
Well said, Felix. Thank you very much.
Guys. Yeah, thank
Mansa
you.
Musa has agreed. He has agreed.
I will think about that proposal right on air to tell people that I'm going to give PPP 10 grand. It's not bad. Anyway, listen, guys, we have to end it here. It's already 10 o'clock here in the UK, 9 o'clock in Ghana. Thank you very much for your input. Hopefully it won't be the last time. And hopefully next time we'll get a proper signal or internet strength so that we'll not be going in and out as it happened today. Mr. Mante of the PPP, the communication director, and Mr. Kid Yosin, who later joined us. He's the chairman of PPP here in the UK. Mr. Kid Yosin, the UK PPP, do you have more than 5 members?
They said you have more than what?
More than 5 members.
Oh, why not? Why ask this question? We do have loads of members. Why 5? Why do you say 5?
Well, 5 is a nice figure, isn't it?
Oh no. We do. Listen, if things have not happened, you wouldn't know what we are there. Do you remember the story of Leicester Football Club? They suddenly came from nowhere to take the premiership title.
That's an aberration, as they say. It is
No,
an
no, you know what I mean?
If you want to say in a local balance, it's in tombs.
Okay, good night.
Good night, guys.
Good night. Good night. Thank you very much. Thank you, Felix.
Later we'll talk. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, God. Thank you.
Right, so here we end the show. Mansa Musa, we fire will burn you. Firstly, you heard Mr. Bachamfo from Kumasi. Then we're later joined by Mr. Mante. He is the communication officer, director for the PPP. And lastly, but not the least, Mr. Kitty Yosen also joined the fray to, condemn Mansa Musa as usual. But waiting I go do. Anyway, it's all nice and beautiful. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
NFM Radio. NFM Radio. Mano me boa, mo pa me guitar, mo kama sa me show, yeah.